Boo 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 boo. Welcome all to the Murder Moose podcast, part of the Hot Slash and Cast podcast network.
Did you get? You were going to say part of the Hot Mess podcast network.
Yeah, you. Let's try it again.
Okay, welcome to Murder Moose, part of the Slash and Cast podcast network.
It's in the game.
It's in Kid's ass.
It's in my ass.
Why are we adults who talk like
We're not.
13-year-olds? I mean, legally we're adults. I mean, me and Brian are closer to Social Security than to like teenagers being
I'm
teenagers.
shoving the fuck out of that shit, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I left work feeling like it Friday too because I overdid it a little at work. If you guys don't know, I'm in the porn industry. So no, I'm just no, I overdid it. I just there was somebody that had gotten just absolutely fucking slammed, and I was like, I'm not gonna just sit there and watch this coworker of mine just drown in work. So I was like, hey, I'll give you a hand knocking all this shit out because I didn't have a lot going on, and I overdid it, and I walked to my truck. Hand on the back, like, oh God, you know, I genuinely struggled.
You whippersnapper! I thought you drove a forklift around.
That's a very small part. And no, I don't drive a forklift.
Oh, I thought you drove a forklift.
What's called a Motrek.
I just in my head,
but all of my work is done manually. It's all manual labor.
I was just picturing in my head, and this is how Brian's work day goes. He gets on his forklift, and I know that we're disregard what Brian just said, and he puts in his headphones and puts on Duran Duran.
What I said,
yeah, and then puts on Duran Duran and drives around in circles for 8 hours.
I mean, you're close, more Depeche Mode and Cure, but yeah. My dog is freaking the fuck out.
I mean, he's part of the podcast, Brian, and you don't let him be part of the podcast tonight.
He should be up here. He's got a Scream t-shirt on right now.
Does he?
Yeah.
Nice.
Is he coming upstairs?
Dude.
He wants outside.
I heard that. I mean, let's be real. He's like, Daddy, I'm part of the podcast. I'm always in the background. This is bullshit. And Ken is in the coolest bomber jacket of all time. God, all my real streamer friends who get like these fucking like packages, like fucking it was Zeke. They just put Final Fantasy 16 on PC, and they sent him this awesome Final Fantasy 16 zip up hoodie. And I'm just like, I don't get shit. I get like some random indie games like, hey, you want this occasionally? And like, but like, I've never got anything from anyone because I'm not a big time streamer. I don't get shit.
But you put in the work, man.
You put in the work.
I mean, I do put in the work. I just don't get anything.
Are you having fun doing it?
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Then you're getting something out of it.
I'm just jealous of Ken's jacket. That's all.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Owen, I think that Owen would walk in and steal this jacket. I feel like Owen would come to Tennessee specifically to walk in, say hi, take the jacket, and would leave. Like because of how much he wants this jacket, and he can't have it. Damn it! I gave him my New World hoodie. He can't have this jacket.
So you got a hoodie from those guys also, the guys that did New World.
I worked on New World before it was even a whisper. Like I worked on. When they were doing just concept art, they flew me out for it, and then I went back out for like super early beta play, and then I went back out another time to consult. And then I went and did some other early access stuff. So I've got like a bunch of random New World shit laying around.
Oh, very cool.
Ken almost got murdered in a stripper van because of New World and met classic Katie then. So that's
how Katie and I met. Was we almost got murdered in a stripper van. So it was the shadiest fucking shit. And honestly, as an adult now, if something like that ever happened, like if I got that opportunity again, I would not do that. Like if it was
funny
presented
what a little
to me,
bit of wisdom does to us.
Yeah, like if it was
a little bit of life
presented to
experience,
me,
a little bit of wisdom.
You know,
almost
like
dying a couple of times.
I had a really good time, and I'm really glad I did it. But as an adult, like if it was ever presented to me in the way that it was presented to me then, there's no way.
I would have seen a stripper pole in a van. I'm like, no, this is a murder van. No, fuck this. Either that or it's covered in cum.
They wouldn't tell us. They would not tell us anything. We get into this party van that's got a stripper pole. The stripper pole looks like slimy. There's no AC in this. We're in California. They're driving us through the desert. None of us know each other, and we're all just like we don't know why we've been chosen for this. Like there's no correlation between any of us, and we're just like.
You guys had the right blood types, is what it was.
Yeah.
To sell your organs.
Yeah. I almost lost a kidney that day. I think Katie's the reason we survived.
I think so too. Katie threatened. We were sitting in her Discord watching Freddy versus Jason because like she does movie night every week, and she's been watching the Friday the 13th movies. And I said something about Ginger Snaps because the chick from Ginger Snaps is in Friday versus Jason, right? And so
Friday versus Jason.
I can't speak English good.
I love you, dude. You're not the only one. I'm the same way. Why do we have hobbies that require us to speak?
I don't know, man. I never shut the fuck up. But anyways, I said something about the movie that when you get your period, you turn into a werewolf. And Katie was like, do you want to mess with me when I'm on my period? I'm like, no, I don't want to mess with you when you're not on your period, Katie. You scare me. And she laughed. And I was like, yep. Because that's what the Ginger Snaps is like your period. Bonus, yes. It turns you into a werewolf. And
periods attract bears.
I mean, there must be a lot of periods around your house then, Ken, because Jesus Christ, you have bears everywhere. How the fuck are you guys before we get into talking about the Gretel and Hansel movie? How are you guys doing?
Hansel.
I know Ken's tired and been running around like a crazy person, but now she's by a movie theater, so at least she's got that going for her.
I am. And that's very exciting, to be completely honest with you. I was going to go see something. My friend here asked me to go to the theater tomorrow night in Knoxville, and I was like, I want to hang out with my parents. So I told him no, but I'm definitely going to go see Terrifier and some other stuff, and I might go see No Evil. I'm really thinking I might try to stack it so I can see
See No Evil. See No Evil or Speak No Evil, you mean, by the way.
No Evil, yeah.
Is also on Plex already, so you don't have to go do that. So but I was thinking about going to see the movie from the Psycho Gorman guy, but I didn't it was.
Oh yeah, that's what my friend wanted to go see tomorrow night in Central Cinema.
I can't think of the goddamn name of that movie, but yeah,
Fred.
It's like an evil
Frankie Frico.
Yeah. It looks cool shit.
I had not even heard of this, and I'm looking it up now. What's it called?
Frankie Frico.
It came out on Friday. Yeah, it's the Psycho Gorman director. It looks awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. All more practical effects yet again because
it's got puppets.
Yeah. Puppets.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah.
That sounds fantastic.
But yeah, I don't know what else. I've just been watching the Friday the 13th movies and laughing at people while who have never seen them. Because when I hopped in to the chat, they do 2 of them every night, and they were starting on Friday part 7 at that point already. And I'm like, oh, you guys are in for a treat this night, because then it was Jason Goes on a Boat also, obviously, and here we go. Yeah. So.
Ooh, they're gonna show, I forgot that they're doing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in theaters, the original.
Yeah, because it's 50 years. Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing The Craft next month too.
Ooh, very cool.
Practical Magic, but I'd want to see The Craft.
Why are they doing The Craft? Is it 30 years old this year? Did it come out in 94?
No, it came out in 96 or 95. It was right around the time of Scream. So
yeah. I
think it was 95.
They're doing the Mask of Red Death and the House of Usher. They're doing People Under the Stairs. They're doing The Serpent and the Rainbow. They're doing Critters.
Fuck yeah. Are they doing Shocker too?
I don't think so.
That would have been all 3 of Wes Craven's Universal horror movies that he did under that contract with. I think it was Universal anyway.
I've never
Oh,
seen
they're
this.
doing the Silent
rainbow one.
Instinct Nosferatu and Radiohead combo.
Very cool.
Nice. No, that's cool. I mean, it's good, man. It's funny because I was watching a video last night. And it was like all the horror movies coming out in October, and there's so many of them. And
Yeah,
most of them,
there's like between shows and movies, there's like 16 that I heard of that are in like a week and a half or something.
it was a lot, man. I mean, between Hulu's doing their thing again, Shudder's got a bunch of them. Like the VHS just came out, the new VHS one, which I gotta check out. But yeah, there's a lot coming out this month, and it's just like it makes me laugh because it's the same old thing where it's like everyone gets all excited because it's spooky season, and then we're like just like, yeah, but it's spooky season for us all year round.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Did you see the TikTok going around of the woman who was like, what is wrong? Like, for those of you that like horror movies, what is wrong with you? And like went on a whole thing about how terrible people are for liking anything scary or gory or whatever. And then people explained to her why, because that was her question. She was asking, like, why are you like this? And she didn't want an actual answer. She just wanted to be a cunt. And they so then she responded with, see, this is what I mean. You're all fucking batshit. And like,
yeah, she probably picked like 2 of the 3 of the fucking like most least popular fucking answers.
Yeah, just the rudest answers. I assume. Yeah. Because people are fucking assholes.
Yeah, people pretty much for the most part just kind of suck.
Yeah, they do indeed. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna do Terrifier 3 next week because that comes out this weekend. I got my ticket like last week for it for like Friday afternoon. Smile 2 is in what, like 2 weeks, I think, or is it 3 weeks?
Yeah,
it's coming out here soon. So we got a lot coming out, and it's just like, hopefully, I'm hoping Smile 2 is good. I don't know. I think that the movie, it's kind of like Barbarian, or kind of like Malignant or stuff like that. That's like seems like it's very like, I don't know. I don't have all that much hope for Black Phone 2, even though Scott Derrickson's doing it. But like, it's like that weird when you take the single premise movie that seems like it's like held into that single premise, and you do sequels. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. If you do it cool, whatever, I'm down with it. But like, it's so. I mean, I was seeing discussions. I don't know if you guys saw this, where they're going around where studios are talking about using like fan like they're gonna basically run ideas past fan bases before making movies now, and it's just like,
why don't they just use Chat GPT?
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, don't get me wrong. It's like, because that's at the end of the day, it's kind of what they're doing, because that's how all that shit kind of works.
It takes the loudest
common denominator.
Yeah. It takes the loudest person in the room, and it goes, oh, okay, this is what they want. It's like, no.
Right, exactly.
And
no.
It's just that, man. I just don't get it, man.
You know what you just said kind of reminded me of something, and I don't know why it reminded me of this, but we've all seen like the people bitching about there not being original horror out there,
which is insane, but yeah,
couldn't be further from the fucking truth.
Yeah.
And it's probably because like original horror, like new original premises and original ideas and things like that, they get buried by the sensationalism of the sequel or the requel or the remake and the things like that. And it does get frustrating because apparently this new Salem's Lot is pretty bad. Well, and I'm really I need to watch it.
Yeah.
I will
Wait,
watch
is it on
it.
Max?
Yeah, it's on Max. It's on Plex.
Getting straight dookie fucked
so,
upon.
So you know what's funny? I think it might have been Scott Derrickson. It was someone like that who I saw talking about the movie, and he was like, "Yeah, this movie is actually really good, but you can tell that the studio made them rip out like an hour of film at least to get it down because
Salem's Lot was
for Salem's Lot.
Yeah, for Salem's Lot." They said it was basically. I think it was, like I said, I think it was Scott Derrickson's. Like they did this dude dirty because like what's the problem with it is that they take out all the character development, and it's just like
Yeah, they
2
took out the
hours.
exposition and all the meat.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they
did
do
the
that.
same thing to Event Horizon.
Yep. Yeah, I was just thinking that too. And then they lost 45 minutes of Event Horizon in a Transylvanian
Oh yeah, they didn't
mine or something like that. Like
apparently back then they didn't keep the footage. They just said, okay, well it's gone, just trash it. Bullshit. That's not true. They didn't give a fuck about it. They thought it was a piece of shit when they actually had a fucking masterpiece on their hands.
Yeah.
But they butchered it, and thankfully it's honestly still pretty fucking awesome. Yeah. But I would love there would be nothing more I would love to see his only fucking director's cut of Event Horizon.
His only good movie, and like I enjoy a bunch of his movies, but that's his only good movie. It's like
you're right. I mean, you're so right.
it's like I enjoy the shit out of most of his movies, but you can't sit there and go, "This is high quality cinema." No, this is garbage cinema. Yeah, there's like it's like smoking pop rocks. It's like it just doesn't make any sense. But it's like
his filmography consists of Event Horizon and a million Resident Evil movies, including the Monster Hunter movie, which is just a Resident Evil movie with
Tony Jaa in it, basically. And that's
frustrating.
Dude, it's so bad because it's like the same thing. I mean, we all know what they did for the Snyder Cut for, and the people and all that shit. But like,
oh yeah, they completely remade the movie.
I mean, because of the studio, but then like it's things like
and Joss Whedon knew he made a turd, so he didn't even take credit for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you had that movie. You had the Suicide Squad where they just came in and fucking they tried to make it turn it into a fucking Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and it's just like this is what you get, man. You get when the studios are like, I mean, we've talked about it on this podcast plenty of times when you just have these people who aren't there for the art, they're there for dollars and cents, which is capitalism 101 and what the fucking world we live in, and. It's just dystopian as fuck when you have things like Batgirl just getting a $75 million movie just like shelved because of profit.
Just vanishing. Yeah.
And the same thing with the Wile E. Coyote movie that like they made that like everyone was saying.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I forgot about that.
The same thing. Yep. Yeah. And it's just like that turned a lot of people on James Gunn because James Gunn had produced that movie and was part of the bigwigs over at Warner Brothers at like when they decided to do that, and like he didn't fight or didn't do anything about it. Or
which one did he produce?
The Wile E. Coyote one.
No shit, I didn't know James Gunn produced that.
Yeah, he produced it. I think he was one of the executive producers. I think. But yeah, it's just, dude, it's that soulless shit where nothing matters besides money, and it's just like here we are. So,
man, that's too bad.
I'm
hoping that Batgirl somehow manages to wind up for free on some kid's YouTube channel somehow.
Dude,
like the Roger Corman produced Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, I've never watched that, but
it's a fun turd to watch.
Yeah, I've never watched it, but yeah, I hear it's real
it's
bad.
Fun. It's seen bad. It's still bad, but it's fun to watch.
I mean, I still would watch that over Fan Force Stick that came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I would too.
Another studio fucked movie that that movie sounded bad before, but the studio made it even worse is what it sounded like. But yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing what Josh Trank actually made because the studio did fuck that movie up pretty bad. But I can't imagine it being fucking Shawshank Redemption or anything. No. I mean, it's I bet it's better.
I mean, Shawshank Redemption doesn't mean it not being Shawshank doesn't mean it's bad. I mean, it's dude, every movie doesn't have to be Shawshank Redemption. I don't need it. Like, I am perfectly happy.
No, of course not. No, I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, like I'm saying, the movie's probably, even at its best, it was probably not a cinematic masterpiece, but it was probably good at least.
I never saw the remake because it was like, I heard it was so bad. So, okay.
Yeah.
Guys, let's talk about another movie that was, as I learned today, was very divisive with people because if you see the critic score of this film and
The
compare it to the
audience.
audience score, and
Man.
the audience was not a fan
Dude,
of
they were
this
not
film.
happy.
No, they were very
They were
unhappy.
so mad that you know what the problem was they were really pissed off that Hawkeye wasn't in this fucking movie. And so they were going there expecting to see fucking Hawkeye and the chick from Prince of Persia fucking killing witches and shit. Instead they got a pre-it.
Was that pre-it? This was after it, wasn't it?
It might have been after. I can't remember. I can't remember. It was around that time.
Yeah.
But they got fucking Beverly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're going to talk about 2020's Gretel and Hansel. And you know what? It was funny when I was pulling this up today to watch it. All I could think about was Speak No Evil, because this movie was like the Speak No Evil of 2020, where it was like this trailer was playing all, like, I think they played this trailer 7 times before every other movie of the year. It was just the Gretel and Hansel trailer like 7 times in a row before every single time. This trailer got played into the fucking dirt, and it was just like,
that's what you were saying.
And I will still say though, I think that the image of the witch pulling the hair out of her fucking mouth that they used on the poster, it's on the poster and the video and everything like that, but like, is pretty fucking iconic and one of those images that is just like kind of sticks with you. But I get why the audience didn't like this, because we've learned doing horror podcasts specifically, most of the time when there is artsy, weird horror, like a big part of the general audience just doesn't latch onto it or doesn't like.
Right.
And this movie is artsy as fuck and it's weird. It's like, it's got like the witch. I mean, because it is obviously the dialogue is kind of witchy, like, you know, it's olden times speak and all that shit. And it's got weird, not real soundtracks, and it's got it's a very it's an artsy kind of take on this whole story, right? And it
absolutely. It's artsy. The lighting's really pretty. The description for the 2020 Gretel and Hansel is: in a distant land, 2 siblings, Hansel and Gretel, wander through the woods in search of food and work. When a mysterious lady offers them a way out, they accept without thinking about the consequences.
Yeah. That first guy who offers her a job is the creepiest motherfucker in this whole movie. And then her mother's like, why couldn't you just fuck the old dude or whatever? And she's like, no, because in the original story, were they like way closer to the age of each other, weren't they? Hansel and Gretel.
I have no idea. I don't even know if I've ever read the original story.
I think so, but I've never read the actual Grimm fairy tale version of
Literally, the original story for me is Hawkeye and the girl killing, which like I don't think I've actually ever read or heard.
It's the whole.
Do you know the story of like the candy house and the kids following the breadcrumbs and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shaped like a shoe?
No.
It's just a gingerbread house, man. They're eating the house.
Mother Goose or whatever.
Yeah.
Though that's the old lady that lived in a shoe that cooked the kids.
No, she had so many kids. Yeah. She didn't know what to do.
She was a Mormon. She just kept spitting kids out.
Her husband was with his other wife that lived in the
located somewhere in Utah.
No,
and then the other wife that lives in a crock.
It was no kid. It was they lived in the left shoe, and the other wife lived in the right shoe. And then there was a pair of running shoes that another couple.
The first wife got the crock. I see.
No, but like it's a pretty iconic fairy tale, right? Like the 2 kids wander in the forest and they start eating the house, and then she tries to eat the little boy, and they trick her and put her into the oven and then cook the witch alive, which goes weird at the end of this movie. I mean, this whole movie's kind of weird, but like how they handle that was not what I was expecting. But
well, it makes sense now because obviously I hadn't seen this, and now that I've watched it, I'm like, oh, I get it, because of course this movie goes this way, and of course it feels this way because I've seen Longlegs, and it's the same filmmaker. It's Osgood Perkins.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, I see it now. I understand it. But I think he definitely hit the mark better with Longlegs than he did with this. I
think was he the one who did the Black Coat's Daughter also?
Yeah, he did do the Black Coat's Daughter.
So that dude is like, he's like, atmosphere. We must give you all
right. It's
the
funny
atmosphere.
because Ken mentioned that. It said, "Well, this movie's got a lot of fucking atmosphere," and because you're right, he does, and so he's certainly a good filmmaker.
Yeah,
but I think once again, I don't hate this movie by any means. Actually, I actually enjoyed it, but this movie's a little slow.
Yeah,
it is very slow.
It takes the story takes a back seat to atmosphere and unease in a sense.
And you know what's funny about that? You say that it's slow, and this movie ain't fucking long. This was like 77 minutes or something like that. It's not long at all. It
feels longer than 87 minutes, though.
Dude, I paused the movie like 7 times, I think, to go get up and pee and like get snacks and shit like that, because it's just like you're right. And I'm on the same page as you. I thought this movie was, I don't hate this movie. I liked it a lot. I mean, I thought it was like just visually, this movie is fucking stunning. Like, this is a crazy good looking movie. But like, it's very much a like slow burner kind of thing, because it's like the setup of like what this witch is doing. I still think that they have this whole setup with like the witch and the daughter that she like. Did she put the daughter in the shed? Was that like was that she under the house? Like, I don't even know if I fully figured out what they were trying to say, what happened with everything. But like, I don't know.
I won't lie. When it came to the shed part, I don't remember. Like,
I don't either.
I know that there was a huge emphasis on it, and then I know at moments it was really brought up, especially with the boy.
Yeah.
But I don't remember like exactly what the whole thing with the shed was all about. For me, I went and saw it in theaters, and it was funny because when I was reading through reviews, there were a couple people that were like, this was the worst theater experience I've ever had, but it was all about like the people not understanding the screen ratio or something, because like there's different size formats throughout the movie. It was funny because I saw it in theaters, and if I remember correctly, it was very, very good. Now, this is definitely one of those that for myself, depending on what my mood would be for the day or my attention span, would really determine whether or not I would enjoy this movie. I really enjoyed it because A, I'd already seen it, but B, it just, I don't know, I really liked it. There are moments that feel very unnecessary. But it's all part of the build. But like the hunter, I wish that they would have played more in with the hunter, but also keeping him elusive makes sense. However, there's some conversation about the hunter and the witch working together, which was really interesting.
Well, I mean, it kind of seems like he sent him in the direction of the lady, right? But like, what was the fucking, like, what was that creepiest shot in this whole fucking movie was them lying down and the fucking zombie thing dude in that scene just like sitting up in the background. What the fuck was he? Like, I don't know what he was, but that shot was fucking awesome. And I think he
was supposed to be a metaphor for things and unexpected things in life. And then there was something else, but like basically the thought process was anything could be lurking in these woods. Anything. It could be a wolf, a bear. It could be a scary toad. It could be a zombie. Like, it could be anything. So that's kind of like nothing is held back. Therefore, here's a zombie.
Dude, was I the only one who like watched this movie and was laughing at the stupid Hansel like trying to chop down shit with his
oh no, I laughed the whole time.
It's like, especially when he comes up to that first big tree, he's like And he's just like, stupid tree, or whatever the fuck he says. Dude, that kid is annoying as fuck, man. I mean,
He's such a dumb little bitch.
I know.
He's definitely John Connor. Very, very right up there with John Connor.
I could just see Ken yelling about what was your favorite little bald-headed
Caillou.
yeah, Caillou. Ken loves Caillou. It's like kind of like him. I'm just like, this kid is so obnoxious, and it's just like, it's that weird thing, man, where it's like why was the other family like? Was there like a rich family that the hunter sent him towards or whatever? Like just taking in little like
The hunter?
no, the family that he sent them to. Like he was talking about the family that was like he was like, oh, you keep going this way, and this family's there, and they're taking in people. The hunter was talking to him about this family, but
No, it was the woodsman, the
or whatever
the
he is.
loggers.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but like they just take kids and like
They take
into-
people, they make them work. Like they
Yeah.
just bring them on, they make them work, and they make the girls like either take care of the men or take care of the men and become baby making machines.
I mean, I don't know, dude. It's weird, like that. Like, it's that weird oddity of what happens when you have that creepy, like, oh, we're gonna shove little girls off, and it's just like, because that's what that dude is like. He's like, have you had your? What did he ask her? Have you had your like?
She
Was it-
still has her innocence, isn't that what
Or
he said?
something like he basically asked if she hit puberty, right? It was what like, and he's just
Oh,
like,
I thought he was asking if she had had sex yet. I didn't.
no, I think he was asking her if she'd had her period so he could fuck her.
Hmm.
It's just like, it's not yucky. What are you thinking over there, Brian? But man, so what? This guy's he's done the Black Coat's Daughter. He's done this, and he's done Long Legs. Is there anything else that he's done that like?
I think he's done something else.
Have you seen Black Coat's Daughter, Ken? Because maybe we should do
He
that.
did Legally Blonde. Oh wait, no, he was in Legally Blonde.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
he was
did,
the nerdy guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House, which I really want to watch. He did that as well.
Yeah, I think that's got Alexandra Daddario, I want to say, is in that movie. I could, or maybe I'm not. I might be confusing them.
How could you not call me? You gave me the best night of my life, and then you don't call me. That's him.
Long Legs, Twilight Zone. He did an episode. Gretel and
Yeah.
Hansel. I'm the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House, and the Black Coat's Daughter.
Black Coat's
He's
Daughter is
making
wild.
a movie called The Monkey right now, which is based on
The Stephen King short
that
story.
Stephen
Yeah,
King did.
yeah, with the
That'll be really
It's
good.
got Elijah Wood in it. Fuck yeah!
with the little
Is it
clap-
the monkey with the clappy
Rohan
hands?
Campbell's in it.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I don't know if I could watch that. That's like one of my big fears. Are those stupid ass monkeys with the stupid
Okay.
ass symbols?
I understand the window thing, Ken. I need an explanation. Why are you scared of the monkey with symbols? Do you have a reason, or is it just some like weird like?
I think it's because like there's always shit of the like that stupid ass monkey hiding behind windows or little peepholes, and it's just sitting there going, and it makes me uncomfortable.
It's a little
It
something
is
off
unnerving.
putting about it.
Okay, that makes sense. I thought that like you had some like traumatic experience with a monkey
no.
with symbols. Like Ken's like, when I was a small child, there was a wind-up monkey with symbols, and someone wound it up, and it came at me, and it clipped my nose, and I cried, and I was never the same person again. No, I don't know anything about that short story, so it should be curious because as we keep going, the motherfucker knows how to make how to do that, like, you know, have that environment in a film that makes it creepy. It's funny, but it doesn't surprise me that the audience didn't like this because I think the audience
No,
They
that doesn't shock me at all. No.
they like straight up edge horror. They don't like
Well,
artsy horror.
Yeah, this is just not a movie for the general public. It
Yeah.
really isn't. Like,
Yeah.
I'm surprised they've released this in theaters, to be completely honest with you.
Well,
Like, this would have made more
That's a
sense.
lot of conversation is like, oh, it would have made more sense to be a Netflix release.
Netflix
like an
movie or a
exclusive
Shudder
release.
exclusive or something.
Yeah. I mean, it did really well. It had a $5 million budget and it brought in $22 million.
Yeah,
so.
that's pretty awesome considering. I mean, obviously, if it
and
we
it was
wouldn't be saying
2020.
we wouldn't be saying
That's-
that it was great if it cost $15 million to make, though, which is still not a lot of money for a movie. But
also
the
that
fact that it only cost $5 is awesome.
If you, as you said it though, that explained it because it happened when it did. Like if this movie would have came, like they would have started making it in 2020, this would have been a direct to like streaming. It's just like that. This is good.
Absolutely.
They would not have put the time, and I'm sure they put this still out because of the fucking this. Like I said, this movie they had to spend a lot on fucking marketing for this movie because there was trailers for this thing was everywhere. Which I get because you do that creepy atmosphere of this film like that it has and it translates that short trailer really well. And also the whole thing with the little girl from It, coming in and like just trying to. I think it came out in 2018. Was it Chapter 1 was 2018 or something like that?
2017.
2017. So they're like you do a couple years down the road, 3 years down the road, to kind of use that to like market. Not that.
She didn't need it because I mean she's been in a ton of stuff. Like
No,
I don't know if you saw Dungeons and Dragons. She was great in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yep.
Yeah, she was also was she Enola Holmes?
Yeah. Well, she's not Enola. She's one of her. No, she was.
No, because 5.
She's
or
Nancy
Drew.
Drew.
That's right. Not Enola Holmes. Yeah, Nancy Drew. Yeah, she played in Nancy Drew too.
I mean, what you call her was? I mean, she's because that's 5 or was it 5? Was that where I haven't watched fucking
11.
11, yeah. Why am I thinking 5? I don't know. No, I wasn't saying they. I was trying to say that they were like. She didn't need it. I was saying that like they could be using it like because that's what they do. They. I mean, that's why Scream Queens are Scream Queens, right? They like love casting horror character actors because they like. And people are like, yeah. I mean. As Samara Weaving's in that Azrael movie that's like going around right now that like
I want to see that. I still haven't gotten to watch that.
That's also on Plex, I think. But
nice.
That's another one that's like no dialogue in it, and I'm like I don't hate it as long as it's entertaining. I mean, I like that Alien movie that had like 2 words spoken or whatever the fuck it was on Hulu.
No one can help you.
No one could. Yeah.
Oh, no one. Yeah.
Yeah. No one.
I know what movie you're talking about. It's the one that's got the girl from fucking George Clooney, Julia Roberts movie. It just came out not too long ago.
It just sounded like a cat was taking off.
There's some douchebag on a fucking dick rocket outside.
I just think of that South Park where they're just like.
Oh yeah, they use it. They call them that word.
Yeah. It's funny, man, because it's like especially like as we're sitting here in Megapolis or the fuck that movie's coming out, and that Francis Ford Coppola like basically paid for himself and is bombing because nobody wants to.
Horrible reviews.
Dude, I have not the
Megapolis.
Yeah, with Adam Driver and I guess Woody Collar's in it too. My favorite though. What's her chick from who's in Agatha right now, and Aubrey Plaza's in it.
Aubrey Plaza's in it.
Yeah, I hear she's good in it, but like
Shia LaBeouf's in it as well.
Yeah, that's a killer lineup. People are shitting on it.
Oh, it's
it's
46
on the old tomato meter, and then only 34% on the audiences.
Dude, Google's review just from scrolling down is immediately up 2.0, and it's like kind of a few 5s, not that many 4s, only a couple 3s, a few 2s, 1s. It
basically. I heard this is the description I heard. I can't figure out who this movie was for besides Francis Ford Coppola. Like He's only the only person it's for.
They spent $120 million on it.
He sold a winery in France or something like that to like pay
Who
for
was it? Who?
Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah.
Oh.
The guy who directed The Godfather and everything like that. Like,
yeah.
Typically makes pretty good movies.
Yeah. This is why no studio would touch this, and you could see why. And then like, yeah, it doesn't, like, the marketing's weird, and that was the movie that they had, like, the first trailer came up and it was a bunch of fake reviews in it, and that like pissed a bunch of people off, and like, yeah, so, yeah. But it's, I don't know, man. It's like, it just shows, like, when we talked about Beau is Afraid when that came out, and like after that came out, it's just like another thing is, it's just like people don't artsy. I don't know, man. What was the last big artsy movie that like actually did well in theaters? I don't.
Ironically, probably Long Legs. I mean,
I've got my long legs.
Before that, probably Midsummer. I don't know.
I mean,
I loved Midsummer.
Midsummer's really
It's
good.
one of those that like you can only watch once or twice. Oh, sorry, I just got really laggy.
I've only seen Hereditary and Midsummer once each. I'm good.
I think I watched Midsummer another time with a friend to just watch him react to it, and it was like I was like, okay, that's all I need of that one. And then I watched it for the podcast.
You should have what's your friend's name for your other podcast? Watch Midsummer.
Oh, Warren?
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually. Yeah. Yeah. We got a pretty sexy lineup coming up for him.
I mean, I think that you're going to break him one of these days. Brian's gonna get mad one day.
Dude, he got up when we were watching. Like, he got up when we were watching Terrifier. He was like, "Nope."
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, you put on Martyrs.
Came back, but
that motherfucker is gonna get up if you put on Martyrs, and he's never gonna come back. Fuck you guys.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of movies that we'll just never show him because I'll never make him watch like a Serbian film.
I mean, I won't even watch that.
I've never watched it.
Yeah. I've never seen it, and I don't have any intentions on watching. I've never watched Cannibal Holocaust either, so I'll probably
fuck that. No movie that kills animals. It's funny that Harper told me about that, and she was like, "Yeah, don't ever watch." She was telling me about she went over to her brother's house and put that movie in, and then felt like an asshole.
Oh yeah.
The Serbian film. Yeah, it's not supposed dude, I refuse. It just like there's a point to your bullshit, okay, but like that movie doesn't sound like it has. It's funny, like I always see when I see movies like this that have that really low audience score and really high. This that have high credit. It was in the 60s, I think.
Yeah, I think like 63 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
so it's not super high, but like it's good. But like it's like I think of things like the Stylist, like we talk about it, like all the time. That one was always like at one point that movie was like in the 90s from the critics and like in the 20s for the like audience. So even worse than way worse than this. And you just go, man, like. I think there's that part of, I mean, we could talk about it. We have, I'm not saying we're critics, but like we watch a lot of movies. And so you sit there and you go, you kind of start going, like when you see patterns and you see things over, like you just get tired of norms, right? You get tired of watching the same thing over and over again. So you get into a movie like this, which is artsy and a little bit like a slower burn, but like, you're like, this is cool. And general audiences don't watch as many horror movies as just go into it and go, what the fuck is this? I don't get it. And then like get mad. And I don't know. Did you have any cool like facts you found about this while or did you see anything that was cool when you were looking around about it?
I honestly hadn't looked yet.
Okay. You don't have to.
But I will say there were a couple funny things, at least for me. First of all, the woman that plays the witch, her name is Alice Craig. It's Krige. I loved her. I thought she was phenomenal. Yeah. The older witch, not the younger witch. The younger witch felt like she was a great actress, but she was just really pretty. She was pretty. Yeah, she was very pretty. Yeah. But like the older witch, her acting was unnerving. Like it was very, very uncomfortable. Yeah. And I loved that. a lot. But as far as like, oh shit, I just closed it. Sorry. As far as like trivia, there wasn't, like I said, I didn't really look like I usually do. But yeah, I mean, there was somebody had mentioned that there seemed to be some type of correlation between the witch and the hunter because of there's like a cross in the background. And it's, I
Yeah.
guess it's an upside down cross. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I noticed the upside down cross in the it's in the one scene, right? Where yeah. But I think I remember seeing the upside down cross and going, oh, that was weird. So I mean,
they said this is actually really interesting. Osgood Perkins said that the title was changed to focus on Gretel because she's older, and that was like his thing is he just wanted people to see that. But as far as what you mentioned earlier, yeah, I wanted Gretel to be somewhat older than Hansel, so it didn't feel like two 12-year-olds, rather a 16-year-old and an 8-year-old. There was more of a feeling like Gretel having to take Hansel around everywhere she goes, and how that can impede one's own evolution, and how attachments to things we love can sometimes get in the way of our growth.
Which is weird because it's like she does all this to look for her, like, take care of her brother because the mom. Did the mother throw him out because they didn't have enough food? Like the dad had died, and it's like she didn't have enough food, so she was like, "Fuck you guys, get out of here," basically.
No, I think it was she was gonna end herself, and I think that in her own twisted way, it was like I think she had gone to her breaking point mentally, is the way that it felt, and her options at that moment seemed to be either you guys can help and pull your weight, or there's really nothing else I can do, and I'm done. I'm checked out. Goodbye. So figure your shit out, because either it was she was going to kill him and bury him, or they had to leave. So,
I mean,
and she had said to dig her grave as well. So
yeah, I mean that was the thing. Like she's like mad that the little girl didn't go fuck the creepy old man, and he was like, ugh, because it would have just gotten them out of her hair, or would have got her out of her hair. Like I don't know how that would have helped with Hansel, but like, yeah, I was wondering.
Well,
like
because she would have been making enough money and bringing in some food that it would have helped.
I mean, you think about it, that like back then, like women didn't work a lot. I mean, or they did not, like when the husband died, the dad died, they probably fucking destroyed this woman, right? Like she wasn't used to having like that level of responsibility along with 2 kids and everything like that. And you're like, so this bitch is like, nope, I'm done. I'm gonna go drop a toaster in the bathtub with me, like Groundhog Day.
The old dusty trail and
the old dusty trail.
Dude, I will never not laugh at like the scenes of in Groundhog Day of him like committing suicide.
Off of himself
the borrowing the toaster is always my favorite. And then when the groundhog's driving off, he's like 10 and 2, or yelling at the groundhog about where his hands are. It's just like
that's pretty good shit.
But man, I like. So you take that thing and you make that the fairy. Like I don't think the parents are involved in the fairy tale at all. I mean, at least the ones, maybe they are in the German one, but like in
the parents are, because there's a couple of versions like where they're out chopping wood with their parents and they leave breadcrumbs to get back. There's also one where the one I was just about to mention is actually in Baldur's Gate. No, The Witcher, where they put out treats for the kids to lead them to a witch to take them.
The 3 hags, or what is that? The 3 hags?
Yeah, the crones.
Dude, the fucking them tripping on mushrooms. I was laughing my ass off. For like, she's like, the mushroom said to eat me, and then they're just like, because they're just fucking like. They were like, balls.
Where are my long legs?
where are my long legs? Oh man. So the mother's lost her shit, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna kill myself to get the fuck out of here. They wander into a zombie's house, and then the charming young hunter saves them. Then they keep wandering, and they start tripping balls, and Of course you do.
As one does.
And then they commit the number one sin in a horror movie, where they pull a Texas Chainsaw Massacre and decide that they're going to break into a crazy person's house. And it works out for them a little bit better than Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Just a little bit better. Brian's falling asleep over here.
You're killing me, Rod. No.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Dude, why? Dude, that window that they find that has like a peephole in it is fucking dope, man. I'm like, I want one of those windows.
That window is stunning. I would love to have one of those windows.
Dude.
Like, I will say, like,
$5 million well spent, because the production on this looks good.
Yeah,
like, absolutely.
It's a good looking movie.
Like, they did a great job of utilizing the darkness to like hide, costs and whatever. And
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Like,
and all that does is just add to the aesthetic of the movie anyway. I mean,
the ambiance.
The ambiance, yeah.
I mean, it's very like, it's not like it's just like atmosphere. It's just a word that gets spoken with this guy's movies at all, because he builds atmosphere. And it's like very slow burning everything. But like, you sit there and you're going, oh, this isn't right. And then like, you start like
slow burning gonorrhea. Sorry.
What was that? Okay. I had one question about like, what was that fucking the door that led into the basement, which was there, and why the witch built it, because whatever had to do with her putting her daughter in the shed or whatever the fuck she did or whatever, and then started collecting. Okay, I don't understand. Was she eating children like I thought she was eating children? Then why did all the children pop up at the end of the movie?
Because that was their spirits.
Was that just their spirits?
Yeah, they weren't alive. They were gone. She'd been eating them.
And that's what I thought. But I was like, where the fuck are these little assholes coming from? Because
these little assholes.
I mean, that's okay. They don't have enough food for fucking Hansel and Gretel, and they're like 72 little bastards come out of the woods going,
That was a great scene. Not gonna lie, that was my favorite when they went put on my long legs.
Y'all watched a different version of this movie than I did.
Like, what? Why did she stay in? I still don't understand why she stayed in the house. Like, I don't get why she decided that was like her.
Who?
Gretel, yeah. Why she took over? Like,
she found her place. The witch was gone. She sent her brother so that he could experience life and that she could find herself, because he was standing in her way. She found her place, and she wanted to take that place and make it a good place. Like, she wanted to turn it into something beautiful and good. So she took it. Like, what? Nobody else is using it. Might as fucking well. It's got all the shit she needs. Like,
what? Was she gonna start cooking kids into KFC? Like, what is she? Like, what is
she made it abundantly clear that she primarily only ate vegetables and fruits. Like, she was not a carnivore.
Meat eater. Yeah.
I almost said cannibal, but in turn she was. But
right,
dude, that scene, by the way, was creepy as fuck. Where the real witch is down there just like sorting through her bucket of like organs, and like, finds like the fat baby arm and is like putting it in the pile, and then it like goos into food, and you're just like, like. I think they could have gone way grosser with this movie than they did.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they have a PG-13 rating, and I think that's probably why.
Was this PG-13? I didn't even realize it was PG-13. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes... this movie, like, if it was R-rated, would have been like... there would have been like a baby head in there, like, just like...
Oh, absolutely. I would have been all for that.
Yeah, it's a thing, man, where you can pull off something like effective with it being PG-13. It's like this is a dude. I don't know. This movie might scare the shit out of little kids, like this 13-year-olds, 10-year-olds, like shit like that, who would go see this shit. Like, man.
Oh, for sure. Like, kids are not gonna they're not gonna walk away. Like, if they've got the attention span.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna be your biggest thing is the attention span. But
I mean,
like, I really enjoyed it. I thought
it was
a lot of fun.
it's different. I mean, it's different, right? Like, which is what I was
Yeah.
saying earlier. Like, we watch a lot of fucking. I mean, fucking. I know you guys haven't done every episode with me, but it's like 200 plus. I mean, Brian's done enough things. Kim's will have. We've all watched a lot.
episodes on my old podcast. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it's like
200 anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we've all watched a lot of fucking horror movies, and it's
Yeah.
just like you just going, okay, we've seen a lot, and that's why I think we can appreciate this. And I don't think I'm not saying you need to, but it's like I think it makes it go, okay, like what can you show me I haven't seen before? And this movie's something like that, which I dig. But yeah, I get it, man. I get why it wasn't like whatever, and like that's why
this is not a movie for general audiences by any
No,
means,
and that's what a lot of people have said about it too. Is
Yeah.
they're like, it's definitely an art feel to it. It's
Yeah.
definitely. I feel like it's artsy without being.
pretentious.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's not like-
I
Favorite
agree
word.
because I think the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not like The Witch, where like
Right.
they made it at least, and I love The Witch. I'm not,
I do too.
but The Witch
I
is
do
very
too.
like they're like using the old time language, which I
You have to
would
bust
say,
out of
yeah,
thesaurus to fucking understand what the fuck they're talking about sometimes.
dude. That was the first movie I ever got done watching and had to go to YouTube and look an explainer right away.
What were they talking about? Like
Yeah,
half the shit you don't even
yeah.
understand. Which I mean, as a film lover, I appreciate that kind of shit. Because
Yeah.
I genuinely do. It doesn't necessarily mean that's what I necessarily gravitate towards when
Yeah.
I'm watching movies.
That's what I hear
But I don't
as
mind, but at the same time, I don't mind subtitles. Like it's fucking weird. Like I'm weird like that. Like I'll happily read a movie while I'm watching it.
I hear
Fuck, I
Azrael's
usually
like
have
that.
subtitles on anyway because I'm fucking deaf.
Yeah,
I have
It's-
subtitles on all the time.
I do. I usually do, to be honest. It's like
Yeah.
as I've been playing, dude. Been playing through that Killer Frequency game.
Oh
Do
yeah,
you
I
know-
saw that. I saw
Yeah,
that.
and I was like, why am I playing this without subtitles? And I keep forgetting. And then that, and I played the fucking Still Wakes the Deep, which like is all Scottish. And like they'll be saying something, and it will be like one word on the subtitle, and they said some other word because it means the same. But I'm just like, what
That's
the fuck? Yeah, you could play that whole game in Gaelic, by the way. And there's an
Oh,
achievement.
that's cool.
That's cool.
You don't
Yeah.
understand anything. Fucking unless you.
Immersive.
Yeah, that game was cool though. I like that game a lot. It was no, I thought this. I like this movie, and you could see that like this guy is like. I mean, it came after the Black Coat's Daughter, which obviously is a. I mean, Brian, you love that movie, right? I mean, yes, that movie.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I've only seen it the one time, but I really enjoy that movie a lot.
That dude does not know how to make a. He just doesn't seem to know. He doesn't want to make a simple.
You know what I
horror
want to
movie.
see him do? I want to see him do a film version of the fucking Golden Girls. Okay, just because like we gotta see some different shit from this guy. Like,
That sounds
the
wonderful.
Golden Girls, the new film from Oz Perkins. You know,
Are they gonna be like, dude? All I could think of is like something like Rick and Morty, or the Golden Girls become like serial killers or
What
something
has
like that.
Blanche gotten into now?
And now, they
Vagina
show you-
dentata.
They
Blanche
show
now
you
has
why.
Vagina dentata.
They show you why they're the Golden Girls, and it doesn't have anything to do with urine. Dun dun dun. I don't know, man.
Do you know what's wild about Golden Girls is if you look at the ages that they were supposed to be
Yeah.
depicting at that time, and then you look at women today and you're like, oh no.
I mean, that's like, dude. That's like we talked about that in Katie's stream today. She was talking about. She brought this up a couple times lately. Tony Soprano, when that show started, was supposed to be 35 with like 2 teenage kids, and like
Yeah.
he looked like he was like 60. Dude, I'm old. I'm 41. Brian's like 83. I mean, it's
Yeah,
like
I know.
it's weird. Like, I mean,
Moisturize,
Age-
kids, moisturize. Okay.
I mean, I is that why you have me keep coming on your face? Oh, I get it.
All
Now.
the time. Yeah.
Oh, I get it now. I get it.
Listen, did Rod send you the clip of the girl doing her face mask?
No, I just
No,
sent that
I
to
don't-
you,
I don't know
Ken.
what you're talking about.
I'll send it to you, Brian.
Yeah.
Did you watch
I
it
always
after
get
your
the jokes
stream?
after Ken's mentions them. That's fucking
No,
great,
you should
yeah.
put it in our group chat so that I can watch it
Yeah.
off stream.
Yeah, I always get the jokes after Ken mentions it. So fuck
I
it.
don't have your Tic Tac. Oh my Tic Tac. I just said Tic Tac,
Tic-Tac?
didn't it?
Yeah, I bet you
Tic
can
Tac.
find
I
it.
feel like you just went like this with your mouth.
I've been. Ken, we're on minute 59 of this podcast. And how many times have I stumbled on my what?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Ken, she gets feisty, man. She gets back to America and she's like, freedom and America fries and
she gets back to America and she's like, freedom
and Jack
That's
Daniels.
So fucking funny because like don't like 97% of the fucking countries on this planet aren't they free? Like,
dude, there is a full blown like rod run car shows, but it's like the low rider / like I got a teddy penis cars,
like the guys on South Park.
Oh my god, it's like I got in yesterday. They should be gone, but no, they're still coming up the mountain when they come, and then when they arrive as well.
Yeah, of course.
We'll be coming up the mountain when we come. We'll be coming up the mountain when we come. It's a really slippery, cummy mountain because we all came up the mountain. There's so much come on the mountain when we come.
Yeehaw!
Okay, let's wrap up with this shit show because it's already completely
What are we
gone off the
watching
rails.
for next week?
Terrifier 3.
Oh, we are. Oh, we're gonna do Terrifier 3. Okay, fuck yeah.
Terrifier 3.
That wasn't my idea, but I want to do a movie.
What movie?
I want to watch Shocker.
Dude, Shocker is wonderful.
Have you ever seen Shocker?
I've never seen Shocker.
I watched it after you talked about it on the old podcast, and I was like, this movie is insane. And
Shocker's a fucking blast.
It's not, and if you guys don't know, it's not about Two in the Pink, One in the Stink, the horror movie. That would be a good horror movie, though. Like when you put two in the pink and one in the stink, and it turns her into a demon.
I know how it works. I think I'm from the city where we invented that.
Your mom?
That's shocking.
Your mom? That's where your mom invented it, Brian.
Your mom told me to tell you to call her, by the way.
No, I don't want to.
Your mom told me to tell you to go the fuck to bed, little boy.
Yes, we're gonna do Terrifier. We're gonna do Terrifier 3 next week. What's with 9 people walked out of the UK premiere of it.
You have a really weird setting on your mic right now. It's doing a weird feedback. I don't.
Who, me?
No, Rod.
Oh, really?
Okay. Okay. You get moved away like 1,000 miles away from your dick, and you start getting all feisty. Okay, I get how it is. Ken.
Everything sounds normal to me.
Fuck you both. Fuck you both. Next week, Terrifier 3. Go to murdermoose.com, do all that thing, and get gear and whatnot, and buy a sweatshirt or a hoodie or a t-shirt.
Don't forget to buy Rod's book.
Yeah.
And buy my book, which is
mine is sitting. I have one beside my computer in Canada, and then one beside my bed here. So.
Aw.
Yes, but it's called the Death and Rebirth of a Human Heart on Amazon. Go do that and do awesome things. So I can.
Oh, by the way, thank you everybody for following. We have now we got over 500 followers now.
Yeah, you've been killing it. Great job, man.
Thank you.
I'm glad someone can run social media unlike my ass.
Yeah, you've been absolutely killing it. I meant to tell you that the other day. Great job.
You do good work, Brian. You do good work. You handsome son of a bitch, you. And I love your face. And then you could go follow me on Twitter, Rod_Johnson, and Twitch at Rod_Johnson. Brian, your shit.
You can catch me here, and you can catch me on the We're Gonna Make You Watch podcast, where we force Warren to watch all the horror movies he's avoided his whole life. We just made him watch Blood Rage because we're in November, and it's a Thanksgiving setting horror movie. It's called Blood Rage, or it's called Slasher, or it's called Nightmare at Shadow Oak. So I can't remember. It's got 3 different fucking titles, but it's called Blood Rage. You've never seen Blood Rage?
I don't think I've ever seen Blood Rage.
Awesome. It's fucking terrible. We should totally talk about that.
I mean, we always need Thanksgiving because you can only once Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving 3 have been done, which we've done both on this podcast, you start running out of options for Thanksgiving.
There was that Thanksgiving movie we watched last year that was phenomenal.
There's Thanksgiving. Yeah, Thanksgiving. Yeah. That was really good too. But there aren't that many Thanksgiving horror movies, so.
No, not really. But we're making him watch Thanksgiving next. we just made him watch Blood Rage, and now we're making him watch
Dude,
Thanksgiving next episode.
That scene with the fucking oven, man, is
Oh, it's
wild.
fantastic. Yeah.
So good.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Ken, all your links.
Continue.com, twitch.tv/continue, KINTINUE. I'm live every day except for Saturday. I am taking my annual yearly break where I'm taking a few days off at the end of the month. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you playing on Twitch right now? Are you still playing
Satisfactory?
Nice.
Yeah, Silent Hill 2 came out, and like
Oh,
I really want to do it, but I think I've got an early code floating around. I'm not sure, but
if you don't want to, I'll take it.
Oh no, I never finished my application for it. I just remembered. But yeah, they so that's floating around, but everybody and their brother is gonna be playing it. So I'm just gonna stick in my little Satisfactory corner and
there you go.
Dude,
you
know what I put 8 hours into the last 2 days? Fucking
your fingers in your ass.
No.
Yes.
I mean,
One of us.
I always do that, but no, it's the trading card store game, like by the people.
Oh, is that good?
Yes.
It's the grocery store simulator, but they took it out and made it
yet because I know when I start, I
Dude.
will probably like quit
Dude,
my job.
I hate those type of games, but dude, and now I'm running around. They have nerds come into the shop and they smell, and you have to spray them with like spray, and you open up card packs, and then you sell the cards, and then you sell fucking plushies, and then you make your store bigger, and then you sell more things, and then people you can. I'm sitting there going, I've spent like 10 hours on it the last 2 days. I'm like, what am I doing? I've never gotten, but this game.
Yeah. That game's fantastic.
Yeah, I can't.
I have a small rant I want to go on real quick.
Okay. Go.
If you guys will.
Yeah, I mean, we got our time, so let's go. You can stop listening at this point, but Brian can rant. Let's go. What's
I
up?
just got to get this out there. Gun Media.
Oh, what they do now
might be the worst video game publisher in the fucking world.
Okay? Oh no.
Because they dropped Rush Week, right? I don't know if you've heard of this, but they've got a new game mode for Chainsaw. Awesome idea. Fucking brilliant. So they released this thing called a content pass. It's like a season pass for like a live service game.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're getting. You're getting a killer, a victim, an execution pack at an unknown specified time in the future for $20. And you got early access to play Rush Week, which is a 1v6 game mode where the killer is Johnny and only Johnny, and you're killing girls in a sorority house, which is fucking awesome sounding. It's like a Sorority House Massacre, the video game, but it's within Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game.
Yeah.
You can't play with your friends on this game mode at all, as of now, anyway. There's no real reason to play other than it's just there because you don't unlock anything. You don't level up anything. You don't unlock perks. Or you don't unlock any shit like that. Nothing like that. No unique looks for Johnny. No new costumes or anything. No fucking reason to play the game other than it's just there. Cool. Great. Gun. Bravo. You have yet again found a way to step on your own fucking dicks with this awesome IP and just release useless fucking shit
that they could charge money. That they could charge money
for. Cool for a little bit. Yeah. They sliced the game of the price in half permanently to $20 because that's all the fucking game is worth anyway.
Yeah.
But it's still a $632.97 game when you add all the fucking DLC onto it. It seems by the time they've been because you got to pay for fucking everything.
Brian's gonna actually pay for this rant. Like he's getting charged for this rant by Gun right now.
I will never buy another Gun Media game. I don't care how appealing the IP is to me. I just cannot fucking do it. I bought both of their last games because I bought Chainsaw. You know, I bought it. I fucking got it. I try to fucking play it. I try to like it, but they just find ways to just really stick it in the community's fucking ass, man.
Without
because on paper, this is a neat idea. They could create unique maps for every killer for like a certain scenario. You know what I mean? Like that's a cool idea, but they do the rush week, which, and honestly, the game mode itself is fine. It's fine. It's just fucking Friday the 13th in one map, but there's just nothing else there. There's just no content to this fucking game, and it's just so fucking frustrating to want to love something that doesn't love you back.
Yeah.
And
tell me about it.
And it's like, at the same time they've dropped that, Killer Clowns, which has got a considerably smaller fan base and player base, admittedly, like literally less than 100 people play that game on Steam. They just got Tom Savini and Elvira in game as playable characters.
Yeah.
Guess how much they charged for that?
It's free.
Yes. It was fucking free. 2 legendary horror icons in your game. All you got to do is level up and unlock them. Pretty sure anyway. But yeah, they're totally free. Totally free.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And Barbara Crampton, who I love, but like I think her character was like $10. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying she's not worth that, and I'm not saying that it's not worth that, but it's not.
Yeah. For skin.
Like,
yeah.
It's not.
The only time I ever minded paying for skin was like when I didn't mind. It was when Overwatch was doing it for like breast cancer, like that Mercy skin for breast cancer. Cool. Yeah,
totally cool.
Yeah.
But no, all the DLC just goes to line fucking guns pockets. I'm sorry, I just can't fucking support that publisher anymore. It's not gonna happen. They're not gonna get another dime from me ever again.
Fuck that noise. Okay, guys, we will catch you guys next week then.
Terrifier
3, no problem. Love you and bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Brian yells at a cloud.